Hello. Today I want to talk to you about one of those phrases that is so common we don't even think about what it truly means anymore. And that's the phrase, bloom where you're planted. Now, this is credited to St. Francis de Sales in the 16th century, who was the Bishop of Geneva. And of course, what it meant for a long time is be content where you are and find the best things about that and grow and bloom. And that seems inspirational and aspirational. But let me tell you, it's not. This phrase came back into the popular lexicon in the Victorian era, and it was specifically used. It was specifically aimed at women who were expressing discontent with their lot of only being able to be wives and mothers, or only being able to do limited amount of work for far less pay than men received. So bloom where you're planted was to convince people to be satisfied with what they had when they weren't satisfied at all. It's also a phrase that's clearly created by someone who has never gardened in their life. And I'm going to put up pictures later that you will see to demonstrate this. I have two hellebores, which are the Lenten roses, or the Christmas roses, depending on which type you have. I have two very beautiful hellebores that are Anna's red. And one of them, I planted them about 3 years ago. And one of them is this big, bushy, gorgeous plant with covered in blooms, just smothered in blooms. And the other one is 2 feet away. And it has one stem and one leaf and one flower. And it looks like it's just struggling to get up at all. Struggling. And the difference is that the one that's struggling is right next to a Rose of Sharon bush. And it is unhappy next to that bush, which takes all of its nutrients and all of its water and much of its light. And because I was an apprentice gardener, especially when I planted that, I didn't realize that there would be such a dramatic difference in that 2 feet. So now I've committed myself to digging up that poor, sad hellebore and moving it to a place where it might be happier. You are not a plant. You don't have to wait for someone to dig you up. You can get up and move. You can change what you need to change. And this is sometimes actually about location, that you are unhappy living in your suburban area or living in the big city or living where you're living. And sometimes it's about your career or about your relationships or about your life in general. You are not stuck. You can pick up and move and change your life. And that's what this is about. If you are not thriving, why are you not thriving? And is it worthwhile to you to stay where you are? You can stay where you are in location and still transform your life. You can stay where you are in career and still transform your life. And you can stay in a relationship that is important to you and still transform your life. It doesn't mean that you have to throw everything away. But if you want to bloom, find the right place to be planted. Find the place with the ideal conditions for light, for food, for water, for company, and plant yourself there. Don't wait for the master gardener to come and move you, because you are the one who is in control of your movements. Because after all, you are a human being and not a plant. So please think about that. Do not use this phrase, bloom where you're planted, which is used to oppress women and other minorities and other people with less power and keep them in one place and satisfied with their life, or like they should be satisfied with their life when they're not feeling satisfied. Please, you can change your life. I'm happy to help you do it. Give me a DM or contact me via the link in bio if you want more information. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.